Premier League next season. Brentford to get the second half underway. Andy, what do you expect from this second 45 now? Much of the same from what we saw in the first half?
I think Brentford struggled to get their rhythm going, their game going, their natural attacking game going, and that's all credit to Fulham. I agree with Liam in terms of the way that Fulham set themselves up a bit differently than we've seen during the course of the season, harder to break down. But I just think with Camera in the side as well, and with Onoma playing higher up the pitch, there's an urgency, a desire to cover more ground, to close Brentford down, to make life as difficult as possible for the centre halves. We've not really seen that an awful lot from Fulham during the course of the season, so I think that energy and urgency in the first half really impressive from Fulham. Can Brentford match that?
Supported glimpse there of Camera and Janssen. But what he did off the ball is what maybe cost him the defensive side of the game at Tottenham. As we said earlier on, Scott Parker has known him since he was 14. Scott Parker was doing his coaching badges at Tottenham and was coaching Josh Onoma. Now he's his head coach at Craven Cottage and is getting the best out of Onoma. The Silva on the charge this time. Goal kick is the decision.
Well, the way that Joe Bryan is looking at Josh De Silva, he clearly feels that the Brentford player has just dived and there is no contact. The Brentford players think differently. He was flying in. Joe Bryan, I don't think there is any contact. He laying that ball to Harrison Reed. He's isolated 1-on-1 against Rico Henry, who's backing into his own penalty area. Cabano, just take him on, knock that ball past him, make him defend.
The touch from Camera. But Ollie Watkins. There's Janssen. Benrahma. It's in his mind here. Saeed Benrahma slaloming through. Benrahma managed to slam the door shut in the nick of time as far as Fulham are concerned. I think he's claiming handball in the midst of all that. Saeed Benrahma.
I know Benrahma loves to drop a shoulder drift infield onto his right foot and whip that ball towards the far corner. Onoma, I talked about maybe his lack of defensive diligence. He did well just to get in really in Benrahma's eye line, get in his way, and he couldn't get his shot in. I mentioned Josh Onoma, about where he plays.
Onoma. There's a Doy. Burmo reacting that time, but Camera stealing the ball back and then Burmo committing. Burmo. De Silva's on the outside. Silva seen off for now.
Well, Brentford have to be sharper because that's a golden opportunity. They do run the risk, Fulham.
It's another player who's been given real confidence by his head coach Thomas Frank. Is Saeed Benrahma. Didn't feel he could do the tricks and the flicks and didn't feel confident enough playing in France at times. Brentford's recruitment is admired across Europe now. Look at every league around the world and see which teams are overperforming in that league and which players are overperforming in those teams and then make their move. We said earlier on, this starting Benrahma. Again, it was a promising position for Brentford.
Mentioning there Brentford's recruitment, what's been so important this season in the January transfer window, they didn't sell any of their big stars. They kept them all. They all wanted to stay because they felt they had a very good chance of getting to the Premier League, and so it's proven.
Yeah, they looked at the stats that they do look at in January, and the result was that they had a 50-50 chance of promotion, so they decided not to sell. There's De Silva, who was brought in from Arsenal, and Burmo. Made room for the cross, Bryan and Burmo, and Benrahma unable to keep it interesting.
They're getting in behind and getting crosses in. They need to change that.
Not happy now, but over the head of Ollie Watkins. There's De Silva. Norgard stretching. It's Dalsgaard. Norgard rising.
And you know, the keeper scrambling then.
To do that at this stage, Liam, it's a great strike, great thinking, very bold.
Very bold. You need great technique and you need great fitness. He's been on a pitch for 105 minutes, and to pull that out of the bag in
Fulham just before the break in extra time. Strike, and David Raya, who's had a phenomenal season, is the man who's caught out.
Yeah, at times defensive anticipation works for you.
Tom Kearney. Bryan again on the charge. It's Joe Bryan again! It's incredible! The fullback is moonlighting as a striker. Wembley is his. Fulham have been down this road before, and they are feeling right at home. Our world football stately home. The Premier League return is on.
Well, his first goal was all about his quick thinking, but how about his athleticism and his willingness to break forward? I said, Scott Parker saying to his players, when the opportunity is there, step forward into the Brentford half. Don't sit and wait for Brentford to come at you. And just look at what Joe Bryan does here. He just makes things happen, sprinting forward with 2 or 3 minutes of the game left to play, not holding on for 1-0, wanting to make it 2-0. Little give and go. Emiliano doesn't stay with him.
สมัครสมาชิกกับเวทโคปา55วันนี้300 บาทรับเสื้อตราสโมสรฟรีแอดไลน์ได้ที่